So, friends, good afternoon once again. I extend my warm welcome to our esteemed expert for this session, Professor Sandeep Vagule, sir, and all the learned participants, those who have gathered from this across country to this refresher course. Friends, at most two sessions we have completed, and now we are moving towards the afternoon session with the very first lecture. That is the IPR, Intellectual Property Rights and Plagiarism, Protecting Creativity along with the academic integrity. So, friends, we'll start with this session with the one of our renowned and the scholarly expert, Professor Sandeep Vagule, sir. Sir, first of all, I extend my warm welcome on behalf of organizers and all the participants to this refresher course and particular to this session. Friends, Professor Sandeep Vagule sir is at present serving as a professor and the distinguished professor and the head at the Department of Physics at Sant Garge Baba Amravati University. Over his 2.5 decades of experience in this field of higher education, Professor Sandeep sir has contributed to higher education very significantly in the different position as assistant professor, then associate, and the now professor. He is also the director of internal quality assurance cell at the Sant Garge Baba Amravati University, and also the member of the Senate as well as the Management Council. Uh, Professor Vagule sir, his area of having the 2.5 decades of experience of PG teaching as well as the research. His area of specialization is the material sciences with the solid states physics. Under his able guidance, 6 scholars have been completed their MPhil degree. 6 scholars have also been completed their PhD degree, and 7 are completing their research for the PhD for the PhD program. Sir has more than the 200s of research articles on his credit that has been published in the Scopus and SCI Index as well as the Web of Science and the more national and the international important journals. He has author of the 4 different books. Professor Vagule sir has completed the one major research project and the one minor research project uh, awarded by the different funding agencies. He has the 2 different patent out of one patent out of one is granted patent. Professor Vagule sir has been awarded with the Distinguished Researcher Awards that list the he was listed in the top five top 5% of the scientists world ranking by the SCI rank global registry in 2025. He was the fellow of the Maharashtra Academy of Sciences since from 2021, fellow of the Academic and the Scientific Society, SAS Society from 2021. He was recipient of the Outstanding Academic Excellence Award in 2021. He was also recipient of the Inspiring Research Scientist Award in 2020. In 2020, Best Researcher Award in the 2020, Best Researcher Award for the official spotlighting in 2020 in 2019, Distinguished Researcher Award in 2017, Utkrushta Seva Gaurav Puraskar by the Amravati Sant Garge Baba Amravati University in 2017, Poster Papers Presentation Award in 2015, and he was recognized elsewhere reviewer status in 2014. So, friends, we are luckily fortunate to get enlightened from such a scholarly personality who is the securing the different awards and the milestone in the research in this field of higher education. So, sir will today talk about the intellectual property rights and plagiarism and how to protect our creativity along with the academic integrity. So, with this brief introduction, sir, I once again extend my warm welcome on behalf of the all organizers and all the participants to this session. And now, may I request you to please start with your session, sir, please.
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you, Ankit.
Yeah, sir, please. You can, you are clearly audible, sir. You can please continue with the session.
Yeah, okay. Today's session of this program is intellectual property rights and plagiarism. That is, in this topic, we will cover the most of the session. Means related to the our IPR filing and plagiarism related. Some problems are there. So yes, at our best level, we will yes resolve such type of the things. And this is a very easy thing to how to file the patent actually. So yes, beginning of this session, welcome everyone to today's session on intellectual property rights and plagiarism. Actually, IPR encourage innovation by protecting the creation of human mind, and academic integrity ensures the honesty, fairness, and ethical conduct in education actually. So in education as well as in research, and we will understand the different forms of the IPR, patent filing procedures. Also, we will cover, and copyright is also there. That is, this is a part of the IPR. Trademark, plagiarism, and recent development in the academic ethics actually. So in this way, we will yes, see these things. This slide that is devoted to so see here, this is our laboratory actually in our department. Yes, actually, this is our physics department, and this department is actually promote the research, innovation, and IPR awareness also. So our these are the research laboratories and academic activities shown here to demonstrate the university's commitment to scientific excellence, and IPR awareness is essential because research should lead not only to publications but also to the patents and technology transfer. So in this way, our department actually in the last year received the UDRF first ranking. Actually, UDRF is nothing but the university department ranking framework. So in this way, our department having progress in case of the publication as well as patent filing as well as patent granting. So we will start with the what is meant by the intellectual property actually, because it is not only the patent but it is related to our all IPR. Which actually IPR, this is a slide that can shows to the creations of the human mind and have a commercial or a societal value actually. It's as a utility, we can say that. So these four major forms of the intellectual property means the patent, then next is yes, copyrights, then trademarks, trade secrets. Means each protect a different type of intellectual creation. So choosing a correct form of the protection depend on the nature of innovation actually. So most of the means related to the patent. Actually, patent is devoted to the according to the patent law, that is a product and the process. And copyright, these are all our music and books, all these are the things. Then the trademarking means your monopoly in the market also. Then the trade secrets is there, means there are the some of the recipes also there. So in this way, one by one, we will see in a detail, that is what is meant by the patent, what is meant by the copyright, what is meant by the trademarks, and what is meant by the trade secrets. Means all are the things we will see here. So another thing is that means most of the intellectual property in case of the industrial properties and the copyright, means these are the yes, we can say here the things yes, means the broadly divided into the industrial property and the copyright. That is a industrial property that include here the patent and industrial design, means all the things, means integrated circuits is also according to the as per our electronic devices. So another thing is that the geographical indications, just like a Nagpur Santra and Jalgaon Keli, means all these are the Darjeeling tea. This is a geographical indications, and then plant varieties also there. So in this way, there is industrial properties also there. But copyright protects the literary means your novel, yes, novelties, just like you are supposed to be some, yes, we can say that the some stories are there, some articles are there, some musical, dramatic, then photography, just like a software is also then architectural work. Means all these are related to this means is under the copyright section of the IPR Act. Now, this classification helps to determine the appropriate and the legal protection. So it is nothing but we can say that the legal protection. The legal protection is similar to that of our land is also. So our land means we can say that the property type, just like a real property, our land is a real property. Then personal is our car, and all these are our personal properties, just like a movable assets are also there. So then easement means limited rights over the property. Then another is means yes intellectual property, that is we can say that the intangible creations. So intellectual properties differs because it protects the ideas and innovations rather than the physical objects. And although intangible intellectual property has a significant commercial values, so in this way, we can say that these are our property types, and this is our intellectual property. Means property. If there is a meaning of the property, is a meaning of the registry. So that's why if it is also the intellectual, then it should have a registry. So in this way, the intellectual property having some patent, we can say that the patent laws. Yes, here that is which type of the laws are there. So in this way, in this the creations of the yes nothing but the human intellect, such as inventions, then some software, some design, symbolic form, that is in case of this our trademarkings. So since these creations have economic and commercial values, so law grants exclusive rights to their creators. So the term monopoly here used in law section actually means that a limited period only the owner has a legal right to use actually. So there is also a period for the patent, period for the copyright. Always there is a yes, we can say that the period for the monopoly, then manufacturer sale, or we can say that the license the creation. This encourage the innovation because inventors and creators receive the recognition and financial benefits from their work. So in this way, the IPR is called tangential property because it protects the ideas and creations rather than the physical objects. So in previous slides also we seen that these things be submitted because there is a land is also one of the property. These are the physical aspects, and therefore the intellectual property is a result of human creativity and innovation. So the government protect these creations through intellectual property rights. This is one of the yes acts, or there are the sections in the IP Act, and IPR gives the exclusive legal rights to creators for a limited period actually. So there will be yes chance of also the renovation up to the some limit is there. So the major forms of the IPR means the patent means these are the four yes in the last slide we have seen that these patents, then copyrights, trademark, trade secrets. So without IPR, innovations could easily be copied, discouraging research and development. That's why there is a act is necessary. And best example is that a researcher develops a new nanomaterial, just like a in my field actually in material science, the nanomaterials for the solar cell actually. So by obtaining a patent, only the inventor has a legal right to manufacture or license. So the technology for the patent then. So in this way, there is a necessity of the patent law. Then another thing is that yes, that is a intellectual property is divided into the two categories broadly. That is a industrial property, and another is a copyright. So the industrial property protects the innovation. Yes, earlier, yes, I told that. Then commercial assets is also. So it includes these trademarking, patent, trademarking, industrial design is also geographical indications. These rights mainly protect the inventions, industrial product, and the business identity. So that's why it requires the graphical indications, geographical indications is also there. Then another thing is that the copyright. Actually, copyright protect the creative and artistic expressions. For example, books are there, research papers. Yes, that can be publisher already taken the copyright. Then painting is there, innovative painting. You can say that it is a yes non-obviousness that painting having a. Then music. Then another is films is also there. Software, architecture, means all these are the things related to is to protect the performance. Yes, and another thing is producer is also there. So the industrial property protect the innovation and commercial value. Copyright protect the original expression, and invention is protected by an yes by a patent. So a research article or the book is protected by the copyright actually. So both these categories are equally important in research as well as in industry. So the yes here means it is just like the new drug molecule is there, can be patented, while the research paper describing it is protected by the copyright. Means these are the two things related to this industrial property and copyright. In this way, we will see this here broad way. Now, this is also the case of yes industrial property, and another yes examples are there. Just industrial property means invention, trademark, then industrial design, geographical indications, and copyright. All these are the things, books and drama, and so on. So different creations requires the different legal protections. So that's why there is a IP Act is there. And researchers often generate multiple forms of the intellectual property. One research project may produce patentable invention. Yes, yes. So now we will also see on the how to search the patent. It is called as a patentability of your work. Then another is a copyrighted publications. That is these are the things, and trademark products are also there. Means just like a suppose the university develops a suppose medical device. There is some unique medical device related to, or supposed to be the device related to yes glucometer, just like a, because glucometer yes should have some innovative ideas related to existing the glucometer, because recent glucometers having a sensors that are the only ones we used. So that are there may be a multiple use of the sensors are there. So that's why such type of the inventions require for our patentization. So suppose the university develops a medical device and this device may be patented. Then the yes operating manual is protected by the copyright. Actually, the device is patented. Means what is the difference between that is a patent, copyright, then trademark, and yes trade secrets is also there, because it is a process. Yes, that's why it is a confidential. And so the device is a device we may be patented. Then another operating manual with that device is protected by the copyright, and the product logo, because yes most of the products most of the means all the products having a logo on that the device. So it is registered as a trademark, and process how to make all these are, this is a confidential because it is a trade secrets. That's why in all the sites means it is said to be the IPR Act, means there is also a patent, and yes all these things are there. So in this way in the intellectual property and copyright are a different way. So we will see here the another yes examples we will put up here. in detail actually what is meant by the trademark and what is meant by the copyright and patent and trade. Yes, we can say that these are the things. So the protect the brand identity, and it may consist of actually the names, then logos, then symbols, colors, packaging, then slogan is also there. So the purpose is to distinguish one company's goods or services from another, and consumer associate trademarks with the quality and reputation. So trademark identify the source of the goods or services. They build the customer trust, and trademark protection can continue indefinitely through the periodic renewal. And unlike the patents, trademarks do not protect actually the technology, because it is just the identity of that company. So the examples are there. Some examples, just like logos are trademarking logos are there. Apple, then Tata, Reliance, means also Suzuki. Means these are the Amul is also there. Means just like these are the names that is a trademark protected, yes, by the company. The examples here also, another examples we will see here, just like this is a IBM. Yes, examples. Yes, not too limited to the company names. That is the logos, then the words, then letters, symbols are there. Just like yes, university symbols is also there. Then colors, shape is also. Then along with the slogan, we can say that, just like this is a dairy milk, and along with the dairy milk there is a one slogan, that is a Shubha Arambh. This is also a one of the things related to this copyright actually. So in this way, a trademark creates a unique identity in marketplace. Then customers recognize the product through the trademark actually, because most of the product that is related to the yes, their trademarks, logos, and registration provides the legal protection against the yes, imitation. Now the yes, the trademark becomes a valuable business. Actually, it is an asset. We can say that. Yes, these are the yes, logos. Now famous logo is a Coca-Cola logo is also there. So the patents protect the inventions, while trademarks protect the brand identity. Means these are the differences actually related to, and maybe you understand from these examples. So it is very easy to, we can say that the yes, these are the some examples related to our yes, trademarks, and this is a patentization. And another thing is that in detail we will see the what is meant by the copyright actually. So the copyright here we see. So the in detail we will see the copyright actually. Yes, the copyright is a legal right granted to the creator of an original your literature. Yes, then musical, dramatic, some architectural work, and it protects the expression of an idea, not the idea itself. So just copyright arises automatically once an original work is created and fixed in a yes, related to our tangible form. Yes, means in this include the writing, then recording is also, or the digital storage. Means all these things it protect both published and unpublished work is also there. So in copyright there is also a unpublished work is also there. So the copyright protect the original creative work. Yes, just like some slogans is also there in copyright, and it does not protect the facts, ideas, formulas, some discoveries, it does not protect. So that's why copyright is actually yes already yes taken by the publisher that publish the books, some research papers, and it gives the creator exclusive rights to reproduce and distribute or translate or adapt the work. So in research, copyright commonly protect the thesis, dissertations also, books is also there, journal articles is also there. Some photographs presentation is also copyrighted. There is also a just like in plagiarism also means there is a similarity index is also. That's why there is a similarity index because of this copyright, because it is a legal aspects related to this copyright. So this can be yes easily understand. Yes, I will put up here one example. That is a research paper is written by a scientist and is automatically protected by the copyright, because copyright is with the publisher from the that moment and when it is created. These are the yes details related to this copyright. Another thing in detail is related to our patent actually. So patent is also in detail we will see here. Yes, in earlier I have already told you the patent is an exclusive legal right. Yes, granted by the government to an inventor. Yes, those are the inventor or the we can say that the researcher is there, but the applicant may be the different actually, and it is for the new invention. The inventor receives the some exclusive rights to make actually your product or the process, then use, then sell, then manufacture, then there is a one license is also there. So the invention for a limited period, yes, the period of this is a patent is up to the 20 years. Yes, provided that it is yearly renewed. So from the filing date actually, not from the awarding date, after which the invention enters yes enters into the public domain actually. So unlike the copyright, patent requires the formal application, examination, and approval. So the patent protects invention. Patent rights are territorial. Patent holders must publicly disclose the invention, and there is also a societal benefits. We can say that the utility is also there, because new knowledge becomes publicly available after patent expiry. So in this way, that is, it is just like a new supposed to be a yes, our research group actually invented the new battery material. So this battery material may receive the patent protection for the up to the 20 years only. After that, it is yes disclosed yes by the patent office also. So in this way, there is a yes we can say that the yes grant period yes we can say that the monopoly of your patent means all these are the things related to patent. These are the broad three topics of the patent. Yes, most of the researchers may be confused with this actually the types. First is a utility patent. Actually, utility patent means it has a directly utilization. We can say that that is a industrial utilization is there, just like a machines. Then processes is also there, because actually patent act we can say that having a definition as a related to must have a utility. So that's why it is related to the product and processes directly product, just like some chemical composition is also there, some medical devices. If we invented some medical devices, some manufacturing methods is also there. Means these are the most common patents related to this. Another thing is that the design patent, because now in nowadays that is most of the researcher, because design patent yes requires the we can say that the yes very less period to grant the patent, because there is a such type of the examination at the yes at the end of the office actually. So that's why it is granted as compared to the utility patent. It is granted in a is very little period actually. So that's why most of the researcher is granted this design patent actually. So design patent, just like a ornamental design, then aesthetic appearance. So such type of the products, just like a mobile design is also there. So shape of the bottle, then furniture design, means all these are the things related to this design. Then another thing is that the plant varieties means plant patent. That is, there is a variety of just like a rice variety is also there, HMT variety. Yes, similar to that, that protect the newly developed plant varieties reproduce successfully. So that's why the utility patents protect the functionality. Design patent protect the appearance, and plant patent protect the new plant varieties. And most engineering and scientific inventions fall under this utility patent. So these are the, just like a solar water purifier. Nowadays, most of the inventions we observe on this solar water purifier. Some utility patent directly related to the our new purification processes is also there. But in case of the design patent, it is an attractive external shape that is related to the design patent. So that's why in our API is also means yes, in higher education, UGC yes, also given the some yes, pro pharma related to that our academic performance indicator. So that's why as per this academic performance indicator, there is a one thing is that there are the patent awarded, only patent awarded. So we can say that the design patent and plant patent and the yes, patent of utility. So certificate from the government of India, given that the yes, given as our some ideas. That is ideas means the presented, or we can say that the in our patent certificate there is a name as a certificate of the patent. Now in case of the design, there is a certificate of the design. So that's why in the patent awarded, there will be no chance for the design patent to get the marks or to get the points in our academic performance indicator. That's why there is a difference between that the design patent. Actually, most of the faculty members are in our group maybe yes, take the objections related to that, the because design is also a patent, part of the patent or the type of the patent, we can say that. But the patent, one thing is that actually the patent law, yes, if we observe these things related to that our patent law, then patent law is related to the product and processes only. So now in next also slides, we will see about how to yes, not taken these as a patent granted or the new things related to this design patent from the definition of the patent law. So in this way, these are the three parts or types of this patent law. Yes, patent yes, related to our plant patent. Then another thing is as a design patent. Then one is a utility patent is also there. So in this way, the utility patent is a most yes, we can say that because it has a direct societal benefits as compared to this yes, another types of the patent. Now we will cover here the some yes, yes, superficial idea here, that is a federal law. Yes, we say that that is related to our patent law. That is this federal law means that is governed under the patent law and are granted only after the detailed examination. So that's why yes, there is also a examination, and there are also some offices is also there related to our yes, uh, related to over there the things that is related to our some product or processes. So to obtain the patent, yes, it is necessary to prepare the patent specification. Then file application is there, because if there are the legal advisor, then you may get the idea related to that, the file application, or maybe on the IPR site, website of this IPR. Then another is a publication that is related to our invention. Then examination is also there. Then respond to the some objections are there. So because if once you file or the yes after filing there is a your patent is published on the website, and if some having some objections, then there will be a yes necessary to respond for this objection. Then grant of the patent, and a patent file yes requires the technical documentation. Just like a legal drafting is also necessary here, because in the first slide, yes, we have seen that it is just like a property, just like a land. Because if there is a land, there is a registry. So that's why patent is also it is a nothing but the property. We can say that it is an intellectual property. That's why it's required the some legal drafting. Then prior art search is also there. We can say that patentability. Yes, so it requires the some several years to examine such type of the things. So the patent drafting is a technical and legal exercise actually, and there is also a patent claims. After that, we will see here the how to settle the claims to determine the scope of protection. Then professional patent agents are there, so that's why you may get the help from this agent. And if there is some innovation or some new invention is there in your research, so filing early is important things, because from filing the patent, yes, the period of the patent, your we can say that the monopoly is started from that period. So it is important because many countries follow the first to file actually principle. That's why most of the Korean, we can say that these countries are we can say that these countries directly is after if we file the patent, then there will be some provisional after patentability search you grant the some certificate, because your monopoly is started from that period. So in this way, yes, we can say that the universities usually file the patents through their yes intellectual yes, most of the universities are having IPR cell, we can say that. That is said to be the intellectual property cell, and most of the patent is from this cell. The faculty members are there may be some yes students is also there in most of the universities. There is a statute or regulations related to this publication, the research, because it should have monopoly. In this way, yes, there is also one thing related to that, the federal law. Yes, yes. Now we will proceed to this our trade secrets. Trade secrets is protect the confidential business information actually. Yes, how to recipes are also there. So here I have put up also the examples related to our recipes. Most of the some recipes is also there that is related to these trade secrets. Yes, provide some competitive advantage. That is unlike the patent. Yes, there will be no registration required for these trade secrets. Then yeah, it is a yes, secrecy is a very long actually. So is maintained yes at your or the company level actually. Just like a Coca-Cola preparation formula, then the manufacturing processes is also there. Just like a yes, marketing strategies, some financial plans is also there. So in this way, the trade secrets depend on the yes, confidentiality. Once disclosed publicly, then the protection is lost. So many companies choose the trade secrets instead of the patent when the secrecy is more valuable. So that's why just like a vaccination, I mean most of the vaccination having a process and they can be yes, that can be also a secrets. So the Coca-Cola recipe is a protected as a trade secrets rather than the patent. That's why trade secrets is a very important things. Another most interesting thing in case of the IPR is that the geographical indications. Yes, I have already told you some examples related to the yes Nagpur Santra and all these are the things. Shegav Kachuri. Means this is was also one of the examples related to the geographical indications. So this identifies the products originating from a particular geographical region where the specific qualities, some reputation or the characteristics linked to that location. So that's why geographical indications protect the reputation of the regional products rather than the individual inventors. So that's why it is nothing but the regional products. So geographical indication promote the traditional products. These are the Darjeeling tea is also there, Kanjivaram. Yes, all these are the things related to the geographical indications. Only producers from the specified geographical area can use the register geographical indication name, and this geographical indication enhances the export value and yes, consumer confidence. So Darjeeling tea can only be marked as a Darjeeling tea if it originates from the Darjeeling region. So in this way, the examples are there, and this yes, valid graphical indications products are these originate from the definite geographical regions that possesses the unique quality or reputation. So is associated with the traditional knowledge or local expertise. These are the examples. Basmati rice is also one of the example. Kanjipuram, then Alfonso mango, yes, Devgad mango. All these are the yes. I have already told you Nagpur orange. Means these are the things because the yes, geographical indication benefits the local farmers and the yes, artisans. So it prevents the misuse of famous regional names, and it preserves the cultural heritage. So that's why these are the things related to the geographical indications. Means only yes, oranges produced in the notified Nagpur region can legally use the registered geographical indication, that is just like a Nagpur orange. The orange may be from the Amravati district also, but name as a Nagpur orange because it preserves the cultural heritage and farmers in that region. So that's why the region is also yes, here important for this geographical indication. Now, yes, shortly we will see the history of IPR in India here. So back to the so that's why there is a one scientist name is George Alfred Deepenning filed one of the earliest patent application of an efficient yes, just like a pankha pulling machine. Pankha is nothing but a fan here. So this marked the beginning of yes, organized patent protection in India. So the patent protection in India has a long history. Yes, and the first patent legislation encouraged industrial innovation. Actually, the modern Indian patents law has evolved significantly since then. And interesting fact is that India's first recorded patent application was filed during the British rule, actually in 1956. Means these are the very interesting fact in case of this history of the patent. Now, India is one of the member in this international yes, agreement actually related to the intellectual property. So Indian IPR laws is has been developed to comply with the international standard. Particularly, it is just like a trip agreements is also there of the World Trade Organization, and this protection of these all these things. I mean, just like patents, copyright, industrial design, then geographical indications is also there. So the international agreements that can facilitate the global protection of the intellectual property. So in this way, these are the yes, related to our some age. This is also a some law actually related to most of the Industrial Design Act is also there 2000, then Design Act 19. We will not go to detail in this case because it is related to the IPR Act. Means most of the law students may be familiar with these laws. So we will start with this starting in detail in case of the patent, because in earlier I already told you, because the invention is for up to the limited to our actually period. It has a period, invention period up to the 20 years, up to the 20 years. Legal right granted by this government to the inventor, and it is a license the invention for the 20 year from the, actually it is from the filing date. Yes, this is a most thing, yes, related to this big, yes, that's why for your invention filing date is very important. So if you have invented any, we can say that the product or the processes related to your research, you must go to file the patent first. So the patent is a reward, in nothing but it is a reward for the innovation, and it provides the temporary monopoly. Actually, it is said to be the temporary monopoly to the inventors. And their expiry is up to the 20 years. So after patent expires, the invention enters the public domain. So it is a obviousness. It has a obviousness. So the patent encourages the research while ensuring the long-term public access to your new technology. So in this way, a researcher develops a highly efficient, supposed to be some machine, we can say that, some medical device. Once patented, others cannot be commercially used. To live your patent idea up to. So this is a one thing we have to remember here. Now, actually, this is a patent act. Means this is a short. Yeah, I have put up here because these three things are needed to grant the patent actually. So the product or the process is patentable. Here is also said to be the patentability only if it satisfies the three essential requirements. First requirement is a novelty. Is a mean by the novelty, it is must be the new and not previously disclosed anywhere in the world. Just like a some idea is also there. If you disclose on the Instagram, then it has no novelty now. So that's why it should be the very confidential way. Another thing is that the non-obviousness, that is a inventive step. This is a one inventive step because it should not be obvious to a person skilled in that technical field. So that's why it should be the non-obviousness. And third is the most important thing is that the utility, because I have already told you it has a societal benefit. Industrial application is also there. So it is said to be the utility. So it must be the useful, yes, and capable of the some industrial applications is also there. So every invention is not a patentable actually. So the patent should have a novelty, non-obviousness, and utility. Means all these are the things related to that of the patentability. Patent offices examine these three criteria carefully as per this Patent Act. And if any one criteria is missing, the patent application may be rejected. So that's why these three things should be must be care to put up into your invention. And adding a new color to the existing product is usually the not patentable, because the efficiency make qualify. So that's why patent search means there are the we can say that the some softwares is also there, sci search, and some pay softwares. and maybe these softwares with your practitioner or a lawyer of that patent act. So another thing is that this is a general knowledge related to this Controllers General of the Patent Design and Trademark. Means these are the offices in our country, and that is related to your subject. If you are chemical sciences, then it is under the another office. Means these are the patented offices. Some geographical indications registry is also there. Means all these are the offices, but the main office is in West Bengal, actually Calcutta. So in this way, it examines the patent applications. It grants the patent, trademark, design, and the geographical indications. And these offices also promotes the intellectual property awareness and the training. So most of the there are the practitioner also along with these offices, and so the practical point in that in this is that all the patent applications filed in India are processed through that this office. Yes, all these are the offices, and head office. One head office is in our Mumbai is also, but Kolkata is actually the head office. Means it is actually the first office in our country for the IPR Act. So in this way, these are the office. So in this way, we will see here these things, that is for the patent means patentable invention, that is a patentability, that is that can be broadly classified as a product, actually new product itself, and just like a pharmaceutical drugs, then electronic some devices, medical devices is also there. Some new material is also there in case of the material science. Then chemical compound, some new chemical compound is there. So in this way, and process that is maybe is a new method. Actually, manufacturing process is also there, just like a synthesis of nanomaterials, new method. So new manufacturing technique is also there. Some new technique for the water treatment processes. So in this way, patent may protect either the product or the process used to produce it. And process patents are common in chemical engineering and pharmaceuticals. And product patents are common in electronics, biotechnology, mechanical engineering. Means all these are the electrical engineering. Means these are the things. Just like a lithium-ion battery material actually is protected by the product patent directly. So that's why product and patent. So in earlier we have seen that just like a design patent, because why the design patent is not a patent in case of, because the patent our patent act that shows these three things are there. That is a utility. Another thing is a yes, utility. After that, then the non-obviousness, and yes, novelty is also there. These things, yes, if these three things are there, then there is a most chances to get the patent. Yes. Whereas here some product we improved the method for to produce the some new materials or some manufacturing the some new product is also there, and that can be protected by the process of the patent. So in this way, there is a things that is related to the Patent Act. Yes. So another that is according to the Act, this copyright, because copyright is a very easy way that is related to yes, we have already told you. That is a books, research papers is also there, some softwares, music, then painting is also there. So unlike the patent, copyrights protect the expression of ideas, not the underlying ideas itself. And it generally arises automatically upon the creation of the work. So copyright, that is a safeguards creative expression. Registration is a beneficial but not mandatory for the protection. Copyright does not protect the scientific discoveries or inventions. So just like a PhD thesis is protected by the copyright, and while a new instrument described in the thesis may be protected by the patent. That's why, in our thesis, that is a total thesis is a copyrighted actually. So if there is some invention of the some material or some instrument is also some yes measurement technique is also, so maybe it is a patented. So in this way, patent and all these are the things, copyright things are correlated like this. So another thing is that the trademark. A trademark is in this way we will see that is a sign that distinguishes the goods or services of one business from the another business, because it is a trademarking. It includes the just like a name, McDonald. Yes, name. Yes, writing fashion of the name. In case of the logos is also there. Some color combination is related to that of the trademark. So in this way, shape is also there. So these are the things means the trademark that helps the consumer identify the source of the product and build the brand reputation actually. So trademark protects the business identity rather than the technology. And trademark rights can continue indefinitely if renewed periodically, and they prevent the consumer confusion and unauthorized use of the brand name. Just like a logos of the Apple, then Tata, Amul, are this protected by the trademarking. So in the trademark, if there will be there not be the some means it is a protected for the duplicacy. We can say that means most of the some trademarks may be duplicate in a but consumer may identify the original and duplications. So trademark play such type of the important role in case of this yes marketing strategies. So another thing is that the trade secrets means it is nothing but the confidential information actually that provide the yes business with the competitive advantage. Yes, just like a recipes are there. So that requires the intellectual property to be protected, not publicly disclose. Examples maybe the manufacturing processes, recipes is also there, most of the recipes. Then customer databases, business methods is also there. So yes, it not be publicly disclosed. Yes, and remain protected only as long as the confidentiality is maintained, because there will be no limit as yes similar to that of the is patent. So no registration is required for the trade secrets. Protection depends on the maintaining the secrecy actually. So if the information becomes public and protection is lost. So I have already yes, told you Coca-Cola formula is a famous example now in case of these trade secrets. So in this way, there are also many yes, recipes is also in the market is also there. Means most of the home science students may be aware with these things. Now, yes, this act, I have already told you, it is a section of the 21J. So according to that, the section of the Indian Patent Act, invention is a new product or the process involving the inventive step and capable of the industrial application. So this means invention must be the new. It must be the new and involve the technical advancement or the economic significance and be the useful in the industry. Means it has a directly industrial application. So every invention must satisfy the legal definition. Definition is related to the novelty, non-obviousness, and utility. All these are the things. And mere discovery or modification of known knowledge is generally not patentable. So industrial applicability means the invention should be the capable of the practical use. It should have directly societal benefits. So I have already told you someone researcher maybe invented the new material that is which improve the solar efficiency, solar cell efficiency. So may qualify for the invention. So in this way, the invention means just like all these are the things. Now in this invention, what is meant by the new here? What is meant by the new? New means here there is a novelty. Yes. One thing is that invention must not have been disclosed previously. These are the And inventive steps are these are not to be obvious, because to the skilled person in that field, and should involve the technical advancement or the economic significance, and it should have a industrial applicability. Means all these are the things requires for this granting the patent. So in this way, publishing a journal article before filing a patent application can affect the novelty requirement. That's why most of the researcher may be yes, asking the some of the questions related to that. Yes, once the research paper publication after before the 6 months we will file the patent. But yes, my appeal is that yes, every researcher firstly file the patent actually. Then after that you publish the research, because research articles is in the copyright section, and firstly your some process and the product is in a patentable. So that's why go to filing the patent first, and after that go to publish the paper. This is my yes, opinion, actually personal opinion related to the yes, our patent. So what is meant by the patentability? Actually, there is a searching, and best search engine is nowadays is a Google search engine is also there. If you put some ideas of your yes, compared to the others ideas, go to the yes, search the firstly things on the Google search engine. After that, there is a yes, some yes, most of the softwares are legal softwares is also there, and that are along with this our practitioner. So the patentability actually yes, includes the product processes, yes, machines, articles. Means these are the things. So only those yes, legal requirements of the novelty, inventive step, industrial applicability are eligible for the patent protection. So that's why there will be searching of the patent protection. So the patentability depend not only on the type of the invention, but also on the satisfying the legal criteria. So good documentation, prior art searching, and proper drafting, that improve the chances of granting the patent actually. So most of the universities yes, maybe encourage the researchers to identify the patentable outcome before publication. So now in our universities also, there is also a IPR cell, and there is also a patent policy that related to this yes, to the students also. Firstly file the patent, yes, after that we will got the yes, some new ideas to registered here. So according to the just like a laws of the nature, means what is meant by the in case of the patentability, yes, in a nature, actually it is determined by these three legal requirements. Yes, that is a patentability examines, evaluate the every applications against this criteria. That is a three I criteria. And even a useful invention cannot receive a patent actually if it lacks the novelty or the some inventive steps is also there. That's why to settle the claim now in your search is a very important thing, is that I have put up here one example related to this Nissan Food Company actually patentized this noodle at that time. So actually this is also some product in the market is also, and consider the new only if it has not been disclosed anywhere in the world. So before filing the patent, so novelty, and yeah, once the novelty is lost, then the yes, it can be lost in case of the if it published, if it publicly used, if it publicly demonstrated. So after that, there are the number of the processes related to form the noodles also. So the novelty is a first requirement for the patentability. Remember here that novelty is a first requirement for the patentability, and any public disclosure before filing any destroy novelty. Novelty. So the researcher should file a patent before publishing the paper. Yes, right? Or presenting at the conferences. So before presenting at the conferences, also before publishing the papers, you must go to file the patent. So, if a researcher publishes an invention in a journal before filing a patent, the invention may no longer be considered a novel. That's why novelty here vanishes. Yes, here remember that. So I have put up here one example related to these things. That is, yes, there are the two cameras is also there. First, at the left hand side, there is a old camera. Means this camera having a manual, yes, capturing, manual flashing. All these are the things is a manual. There will be no solid state memory at that time. And on the right hand side, there is a digital camera. Digital camera having a auto focusing, auto flashing, auto yes, there is a semiconductor memory is also there. Means all these are the things related to this. Means this once product contains the patent is also there. Design is also there. Design means related to that our some yes, we can say that the shape. Then there is also a means all these are things for the patentization requires here the patent specification. The description is also there. Claims drawing is also, we can say that the declaration one thing. Then the filing fee here is also requires. And yes, because the filing date that gives the priority means first to file the system. So the patent application are both the technical and legal document is also legal. It is a legal document. So filing date is critical because patent rights depend on it. So the careful preparation of a specification is very important in that case. So this is one example I have put up. Yes, another we will proceed to the what are the conditions of the patentability here. Means I have already told you because these things are the related to our yes patent act actually because these things are the most important part of the application and it serves the two purposes actually. It fully describes the invention so that person skill in the field can reproduce it, and it supports the patent claims and demonstrate the value of the invention. So the specification is often called the heart of the patent, actually. So specification most important in that case, and it must clearly explain the invention because if you're writing the patent or if you're filing the patent, so it is differ from the also research paper. Later on, we will see the how it is differ from the research paper, and it should include the technical details and advantages without unnecessary ambiguity. So in this way, these are the conditions. So just like this is a certificate, yes, our researchers yes granted this patent in 2019 actually. So and in this certificate, yes, remember that here, yes, term as a patent certificate is also issued by the Government of Intellectual Property of Rights, India. So these are the examples of the yes, once you grant the patent, such type of the certificate issued by the patent office. Now another thing is a patent application. We will see the here yes step by step actually these are the things we have to require for the application. One written document we have to require here. Some driving are related to our, and filing fees is also required here, and some declaration we can say that the oath is also there. Some provisional patent applications. Most of the yes countries is also issue such type of this provisional patent application. Just like for the filing the patent, then there will be yes issue the some provisional, and it is a valid up to the 12 month actually. Yes, yes, for the filing, all these are the things or the validity. We can say that, and after granting, there will be a validity up to the 20 years. Now, earlier design patent, we have seen that having a term is valid term is up to the 14 years. Actually, in this, most of the cases, and that depend on actually the patent office rules of the patent office also. if some designs are related to the some, we can say that the defense region, or we can say that the some things related to the government. So this is a 14 years yes, given to the given to the applicant, we can say that, or the inventor. Then plant patent is also plant patent having a no any term. So that's why it is a discovered, or we can say that the new variety related to these things. Then there will be a patent infringement is also there. Means most of the things in case of the patent infringement, yes, that is, we said that the it is according to the actually our federal law. Yes, earlier I have told this. So that's why there will be a monopoly of that author, we can say that the inventor here. Then in case of the trademark and trade secret is also there, because there will be no need to register, but it is a distinguished from the another market strategic. So it may be in the case of the names involved, all these are the things are there. And copyright, most of the copyright, just like a musical or some architectural design. So it is up to the duration of the plus 70 years. Means that is also is related to, means just like some movies are there of the Dada Konke. Now till date also they are not publicly disclosed. These are the copyrighted. So we have also taken is from this act of this section 17 US code is also there. So according to this act, yes, this is also having a term is a plus 70 years. Now, this is our second part of our presentation actually. So we will go to the how to write the patent actually here, because most of our participants may be researchers or best researchers related to this. Means just like a research paper, means most of the familiar that with the publish the papers in reputed journals, or the Scopus cited, or the Web of Science journals, indexing journals. So in this way, we will also see how to write or how to writing the patent and how to settle the claim. So we will take the here the 10 minutes break. And after this break, we will see the technique of writing a patent. So after 10 minutes, we will continue our presentation on the yes, how to writing the patent.
Hello. Hello, Wabhude sir. Hello.
Ma'am, now 10 minutes break.
Okay. I think he is left.
It's a break, 10 minutes break. Sir ने break दिया है.
Still he is there. Okay. He has given break.
Resource person given the break.
Okay.
Actually, Professor Vagule sir in meeting. Please wait for a couple of time. I think we should wait for 1 or 2 minutes more. We'll contact him. Okay, please wait for 1 or 2. Friend, I think there is some technical glitch. Professor Vagule sir is joining within 1 minute. Please wait for Vagule sir. Dr. Kavita madam, can you please mute your mic? Dr. Kavita Kakade madam, can you please? Kavita Kakade madam, please mute your mic first. Hello, Professor Vagule sir, whether we are audible to you, sir?
Yes, Ankit.
Yeah, sir. You can please
Yes.
continue, sir.
Yes, we will start within half minutes actually. Yes, all the participants, yes, very quietly listen the presentation, and now we will see some examples, maybe yes, related to our today's talk. That is what is meant by the patent and all these things. Now, for 1 minute, I will be ask some questions related to our today's topic. Yes, just like some questions are there. So every participants may interact with these things. So first questions, asking at this a patent protects which protects, that is just like a brand name, artistic work, new inventions, or business logo. Yes. patent for the here brand is protected, artistic is protected, new invention is protected, or some business logo is protected. Yes, what is the definition of the patent?
Trademark.
Yes. Now, what is a normal term of the patent? What is the normal term of the patent? Which year? For the patent, what is the normal term?
20 years, sir.
Yes, right. It is for the 20 years. Just like these things here we have to see here. Then another thing is that copyright protects the if you have scientific discoveries, then literature and some artist work, then company names, then chemical formulas. Yes, copyright protects which things?
Artist work or expression.
Yes, like just like literature. Yes, that is it is related to the literature. Yes, right. Which intellectual property protects a company logo? Yes, company logo.
Trademark.
Trademark.
Yes,
Trademark.
right.
Trademark.
Trademark. Just like these are the very simple. And what is the example of the geographical indications? If anyone example.
Darjeeling tea.
Darjeeling tea.
Yes, right. Then another, this is actually these things are in my presentation, but there are Facebook is also there. One Facebook actually it is from the geographical indication is or not. Facebook is it is a geographical indication or not?
No, sir.
Yes. Why it is Facebook is actually logo of the Facebook is a
Trademark. Sir, it is a
yes. Yes, just like these are the some examples related to patent because these are the very easy way. Yes, we can say that. Now we will take the these things I will put up here how to writing the patent, and these are the very easy way to write the patent. If you write your research paper, now see here these are the things actually related to the patent. Now, first thing is that these three things related to patent is novelty, non-obviousness, and utility is there. So one thing I have already told you, there is a difference between the research paper and these things, because the paper is related to your hypothesis. That's why patent is related to your that is the product and the processes. Means these things are there. So the paper may contain the some that is we can say that the execution or statistical data is there, but in case of the patent there will be no statistical data. It is directly the related to your product and process, or we can say that this in having a utility. So in this way, these are the things that is the difference between that patent and we can say that the research paper. Research paper does not have some novelty because it is related to some another research work actually, but patent requires the some must require the novelty. So these are the things. So in this way, there is a one things to grant the patent is of course is a patentability. So you have to search your research or your invention. Firstly, it is patentable or not. So for this, there are some paid software is also there, and some there is some easy software, or we can say that the easy tool that is a search engine. Google search engine actually. So in this way, there are some drawings is also there that is related to this. So now previous slide already told you the claims are there, and these are the very important. So in this, how to settle the claims? These are the because these are the most important things. It is a existing invention and your invention. If your invention and the existing invention, just like a cameras, I have put up here earlier one example of the a manual camera and digital camera is there. Means how to settle the claims. Yes, your product is innovative, or we can say that the granting the patent for your product. So preparing the claims is a very important thing. So it is remember that to prepare the claims, it is necessary to take the precaution, because granting the patent is very important in case of this your claims are the prepared. So there are the yes, we can every patent application should contain at least one independent claim is also there. So there may be some dependent claims are also there. So the independent claim, just like I have put up the one example, that is a solar panel comprising some graphene coated photovoltaic layer. So this is a independent. Then dependent claim is that the solar panel means of this claim 1, wherein the graphene layer has a thickness of the 50 to 100 nanometer. So I have invented some new solar panel with this thickness. So this is my one of the claim. Yes, isn't it? So in this way, we can prepare the claim that is related to your research. This is a very important things, and it should be in a single sentence. It should be remember that it should be in a single sentence. So that's why yes, this is a best example. That is there are the two cameras. One is a digital camera and another is a manual camera. Now in digital camera, there are the claims are the it has a auto focusing, auto flashing, semiconductor memory. These are the claims related to digital camera, because this is the existing old camera is the existing camera, and this is a invented camera. So in this way, we will yes write the yes claims for your invention, new invention. So this is actually inventor's responsibility to write this. Now, what is about the titles? Just like our research paper title, this is also a patent title is also there. So patent title should not be overly broad. It should be the very concise. Yes, it should be the very understandable to the other person. So the title is not considered descriptive. Just like our PhD thesis title is also there. So the title must not exceed the 500 characters. So it is remember that. And some text is also there, just like a novel, yes, invention, just like some words is also there, improved, improvement, then there are the new, means because these are the common words. So there will be no necessary to use such type of the words to your name or the title of your patent. Now this is the abstract. This abstract is also similar to that of the yes research paper, but it contains the some idea related to our invention, actually utility of the yes, right, utility idea, or your supposed to be some product ideas. We have to put up here into the 150 words actually, or fewer. So it should be the very concise also, and it should be the attractive also. So it should identify its use and nature. So in this way, these are the things we have to remember here, that similar to that of your yes writing. So these are the things yes, in this also to yes these things, and this is the one example. Yes, we have put up here the abstract, because the abstract is a very small, and yes yes, having a words less than the 150 words. And see here, there is a one example I have put up here. The following invention provides this, and there is a temperature range, because this is a claim we have put up here. And there is a one thing is that our yes the product is related to the some binders. So that's why only these things we have put up here already in the abstract. So it should be the very simple and the concise. Now, just like a research paper, there is a flow, means title, and after that there is a affiliation, author name, affiliation, then abstract, then keywords, then introduction, then experimental. So in case of the patent, there is a description, the title of the invention or title of the patent. Then technical field is also background art, then summary, means these are the, and after that there is a claims, and lastly is a yes abstract. After that, there is a driving. If there is a driving, then there is a which sequence we have to listing. Then these are the flow chart related to writing the patent. So it is a yes little bit different from the your research paper. Yes, actually. So the citation we have to here cite just like your research paper. Patent literature is also non-patent literature, just like a publications. So in this way, we will patent. And if we file the patent, then there will be a chance to grant the patent. So in patent is also, there is also a similar to research paper, there is also a plagiarism. Actually, plagiarism term, yes, we are familiar with this term. Actually, it is a similarity index. So the similarity index, if you have not cite the author's citation, then there will be a, we can say that the intellectual theft. So it has a, yes, this is a definition related to the plagiarism. Most of them are familiar with this definition because there is a, we can say that the, yes, unpublished work, yes, this and published with the our name. So it is said to be the plagiarism. So in this way, the plagiarism should be avoided, and there are the many tools in the market is also there. So if you write in a own language also, if you take the some definition or the some phrases from the another author, you must cite the author. So in this way, we avoid the plagiarism. There is a one thing is that the cyber plagiarism is also there. So digital plagiarism, just like now another thing today is also a AI plagiarism is also there. Some AI content. We can say that how many AI contents in your research paper, and it must be avoided in our research paper. So these are the types of the plagiarism. Self plagiarism is also there. That's why your self paper is also be cited now in case of the citation. So to remove the plagiarism, it should be necessary to cite. So it should be the your idea should be the different from than the yes another author. So in this way, the self plagiarism should be yes removed from your research paper also. Then another thing is as a what is the difference between that the copyright and the plagiarism? Actually, copyright is a legal concept. Yes, right. So the plagiarism is our literature concept, actually ethical issues. So that's why UGC issued the notification in 2018 that is related to the plagiarism. Actually, how the yes, we can say that yes, so people's plagiarize the work because there may be some burden to the researcher students, or we can say that the some faculty members to publish the papers, or all these are the things, and they can take all these things and publish in her own name. So that's why there may be chances. So you should avoid the plagiarism. So there are, yes, I already told you, there are the most of the things also available on yes websites. There are the different websites to yes remove the plagiarism also. And this is the actually, yes, I have put up here the yes 23rd July 2018 notification of the University Grants Commission related to the integrity, that is prevention of the plagiarism in higher education actually. So yes, if we go through this regulation, there will be some yes that is a yes how many percent similarity is allowed means related to this, because up to the 10% in case of the plagiarism means level of the plagiarism 10% is a minor similarities, there will be no penalties there. Then level 1 is a 10 to 14, 14 to 16 and above 16. And related to that, there is a in case of the thesis or dissertation, there is a penalty. Now up to the 10%, there will be no penalty, but 10 to 40%, yes, there is a revision of the script, and if it is more than 40, then it is a debar for the period of the 1 year. And if it is above the 60%, the registration of the program is cancelled in case of the PhD thesis. Now, in case of the academic research publication, now these are the things mentioned in the notification of the UGC. is like this, and it is related to the faculty member is also, because faculty member is a guide of the student and supervisor. So in this way, there will be a chances to punish, or we can take the or a penalty to that the faculty members as well as the students. So it should be aware that to how to unplagiarize your work actually, and similarity becomes much less at the level of the zero. So in this way, we will see the plagiarism and all these things related to the patent. And
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir.
yeah.
Can we sum up or conclude, because we have to move for the next session, sir? Our next expert has already joined.
Yes. You
Yeah,
can
yeah, sir,
conclude
please.
this session. And I have put up here, 1 minute. So if you have any query or related to that query, so please email me, or maybe if you have any difficulties or any queries related to that, or any some ideas you have to require, then please call also, or maybe written to the email. Thank you very much. I am very much thankful to the coordinator, director of MMTTC for giving me the chance to present knowledge related to the IPR. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, Dr. Rohit sir, is there any question?
There is one question in chat
I
box,
have
I
a
think.
question.
Yeah, Dr. Rohit sir, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for such informative talk. Sir, I have a question. Like as you told, if we file patent, it is valid for 20 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So suppose someone is working on drug discovery, okay, medicinal chemistry, and finds one active molecule today, and files on patent, and it gets approved today. But we know clinical trials and other studies, it take time itself. It may take 10 to 15 years of time. So what will be the validity in that case? Will it be counted after the approval of drug or from the date of filing?
In that case is also, sir, validity is up to the 20 years, because validity is starting from the filing the patent, because your monopoly,
Okay.
your claim is from the date of filing. So it is for 20 years also.
Thank you so much.
Yes, anyone else? Anyone else has any questions or the queries?
Hello.
If you have any query, then you can also put up in the chat box also.
Yeah, in the chat
Sir,
box,
yes,
there is
yes.
one question.
Sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
Dr. Bhaskar sir, please.
Yes. Sir, if any innovation includes software design and
Yeah.
brand name togetherly,
Yeah.
can it receive multiple types of IP protections at the same time?
Because, sir, a design is a yes, at the same time, but the design, firstly, you got the design protection actually, but it is related to that the patent actually. Patent means product and the process. That's why yes, sir, because patent law, that is a 2J, section 2J, that is these three things is satisfied in your invention, then the patent is granted. After that examination, after the examination, that's why firstly the design patent is obtained.
Again, if suppose that if two researchers independently create some novelty or some innovation at the same time,
Yeah.
how we decide the authorship of that particular in that case?
No, because these are the inventors, and inventors, if they jointly invented some invention, they put up the name, just like our research paper, author, co-author. Yes, right? If they are different, then the claims may be the settled. Claims may be different. If the claims are the same, then there will be no chance to grant the patent.
Can our open access publication have an impact patent filing opportunities?
No, because there will be no non-obvious, patent should have non-obviousness. If you publish the paper, then it is obvious.
Yeah.
So there will be less chances to grant the patent.
Thank you, sir. A very nice,
sir.
informative lecture given by you, sir. And you clear our ideas regarding this.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, anyone else? Sir, I think there are no further queries or the questions. So if you could permit, shall we conclude this session, sir?
Yes, sir.
So on behalf of Malviya Mission Teacher Training Centers and Galge Baba Amravati University and all the participants, I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Vaghule, sir. Sir, definitely idea can protect it to this IPR, and you have given the very valuable inputs because this patent, copyright, trademarks, as well as these designs, and definitely we will try to inculcate this much things in our research, so can we can make some inventions and convert into the patents as well as the copyrights and the trademarks. So we are really thankful to you, sir, for your precious time and thought-provoking session here. And with the kind consent of Professor Vaghule, sir, I would like to declare that this particular session is over here and we will continue for the next session. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the participants.
Hello, Professor Dipali, madam.
Yes. Am I audible?
Ma'am, you are clearly audible. First of all, we are extremely sorry because we have taken the 10 minutes from your session, allotted session. So we are extremely sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. It's very interactive session, so I enjoyed
So,
that
ma'am,
one.
can we, if you could permit, can we start with the session, ma'am?
Oh, okay. Can I share my slides?
Yeah, ma'am. So, friends, good afternoon once again. As we have completed our third session and now we are moving towards the last session of for the first day. So in the last session, we're going to discuss the turning plastic waste into the opportunity, how the scientists transforming environmental challenges to this into the sustainable solution. Friends, you know that in the today's everything, we're going to talk about the sustainable development, sustainability, and what kind of practices are there, not only at our regional level, state level, or the national level, but also the global perspective of this sustainability. We will going to discuss this much important aspect with one of the abroad faculty and the researcher, Professor Dipali Upre, madam. Madam, first of all, I extend my warm welcome on behalf of all the participants and Malviya Mission Teacher Training Centers and Galge Baba Amravati University to this refresher course and particular to this session. Friends, Dr. Rupali ma'am is as present serving as a research scientist and the postdoctoral researcher at Environmental and Climate Change Technology, Korea Institute of Energy Technology, situated in the South Korea. She has hold the PhD degree in this field of chemical sciences and the environmental engineering. And she has more than the 2 decades, 2 years of PG teaching experience, as well as 20 years of research experience. Her area of specialization is the heterogeneous catalyst, zeolite-based material, plastic waste upcycling, polyphene conversion, sustainable chemical process, and environmental technology. She has published scholarly research paper in the reputed national as well as the international journal. She has author of the 2 different books in this domain. She has completed the 3 major research project and 2 minor research project. She has the 6 different patents on his credit that has been published in the national and the international patent act. She is the recipient of the couple of awards that includes the best poster award in the China Nano Conference at Beijing, China in 2025. She was the Indian representative at the Korean Women Scientists and the Engineers Association. She was the winner of the Overseas Research Exchange Program in 2012 and 14 from the University of Sciences and Technology, South Korea. She was the recipient of the grand prize for the oral presentation at the 4th UST conference in 2013 and 14 at University of Science and Technology held in the South Korea. She was also recipient of the Best Student Research Paper Award for the oral presentation category at the conference on the chemistry, chemical engineering, and the chemical process held at the Singapore. She was the reviewer for the international peer-reviewed journals, including the Applied Sciences, Catalyst, and the Process (MDPI). She was contributing to the multiple Korean government funded research project during her PhD as well as the postdoctoral researcher. So friends, we are really luckily fortunate to get exchange our ideas and enlighten from such a global personality who is working in this field of sustainability. So without taking too much time, ma'am, I once again extend my warm welcome to you. Request you to please start with your session. Ma'am, session is your, please.
Thank you so much for this excellent introduction of mine. So today I am really grateful to the committee to invite me for this lecture. It's my great pleasure and privilege to be here because I am the alumni student of the Sant Gadge Baba University in the year of 2006, way back like in 2 decades ago. I completed my master's from the Amravati University. Today I'm going to talk mostly about the turning the plastic waste into the opportunity, how scientists transfer the environmental challenges into the sustainable solution. The main content of my talk will be the background, the introduction. In introduction, we can talk mostly about the global plastic production and the consumption, the current plastic waste management strategies, and the how can we convert plastic waste into the value-added products. And then lastly, the message for the future researchers. Already my introduction is given to you, but one of the thing I just need to tell, I am from a very small district called Buldhana. Many people of you know from the I am from Maharashtra, and I have completed my bachelor's in from Buldhana, and then I moved to the Amravati for my master's, and my master's I have completed in the organic chemistry. Then further, came to Korea to pursue my PhD. Until masters, I have worked as an organic chemist. But further, when I came to Korea, I got the opportunity to work on the catalysis, where I have used the organic knowledge as well as my inorganic knowledge. And then my major focus was on the synthesizing the catalysis. So during my PhD itself, because I have completed my PhD from the renowned Institute of Korea, is chemical technology, Korea Research Institute of Chemical Technology, in which is not only the academic research, but it is also combined with the academic as well as the industrial research. So mostly all the projects are about the industrial projects. So where initially I have worked on the model compounds like the methyl cyclopentane, methyl cyclohexane, and tetraline, and immediately after of 1 year of my understanding of the research, I switched to the industrial projects and really started working on the real field like the heavy oil, light cycle oil, and the TAO. So during this PhD experience, about 6 years, I have worked on the catalysis and the oil refinery. Further, after finishing my PhD, I have joined there as a postdoctoral researcher, where I have continued working on the same kind of project like the petroleum and the heavy petroleum feedstock. So as you know, there is a world crisis on the oil and the oil refinery. So there are so many real feedstocks are there which are not useful. They can be just used into the road formation or as a asphalt and all. They are very difficult to degrade, and from there we get the value added chemicals or the benzene, toluene, xylene, that type of material. So that is my postdoctoral experience there. There are different projects I have worked as sir have mentioned, but I want to highlight it like the main projects which I have worked is on the pyrolysis fuel oil, which are the very heavy materials which need to treated or go through some process, and from that we can get I have received very successful benzene, toluene, and xylene type of material. The next project again similar type of feedstock we get from the different companies of Korea. So when there are the discarded materials after refining, there are some discarded material like the deasphalted oil or the vacuum residue. So we received from the Korean petrochemical companies, and then I have worked on found it, and then I have received the gasoline and the diesel type of product from there. And during this type of work, I have also developed the technique for the analysis of this product, like the SARA, saturated asphalt resin and asphaltene, and the gas chromatography. And further, we have developed the overall process to continue this lab scale work to the industrial scale. So one of our two projects are currently working into the Korean company. The catalyst and the process have developed by our institute. So these are the skills and techniques which I have learned during my PhD, which I will discuss later. So today, I think, I hope today's lecture will not only introduce you to the catalytic science, but also inspire you to think how researcher and the innovation can help solve some of the world's most pressing environmental challenges. So I will start my topic. We know, turning the waste plastic into the opportunity, how scientists transfer the environmental challenges into the sustainable solution. This picture is going viral since 2019. As we know, there is a Stone Age. We know Stone Age, then Iron Age, but the current 20th century is about the plastic age. As you can see, careless human beings are just throwing plastic here and there. So this is called as the plastic age era, right there. So this is the cartoon created by Glatin Shukla from the China. So this is the most anywhere, any talk, when I go to the conferences or the talks, this is the most popular cartoon which is utilized by the many scientists and the professors, because this can distinct, like these are the natural ingredients, like the stones or the irons, they are naturally available. But plastic is a man-made substance, which is definitely, it started in 1950, which is useful for our human society. Definitely, without plastic, we cannot survive. But the utilization and their management is main issue. Plastic itself is not the enemy of our environment, but human being, like we, the human, our mismanagement is the responsible for all this plastic pollution. So when I have started working on this project, as I have mentioned earlier, I was working on the petroleum type of petroleum feedstocks only. So recently, when I joined this institute, I have applied for the plastic degradation project. So when daily life, when you see the plastic, you don't go through the compounds, what are they made up of, or what are their chemical components are. So when I started studying about the plastic, I come to know there are these different types of plastics are there, which are the, like, bottles are made up of the PET, and the HDP is the high density polyethylene, PVC is the polyvinyl chloride, which are used into the pipelines and the pipes. LDP is the most commonly used polymer that is used into the poly bags or the water bottles, like that one. And the PP material, which is useful for the one-time usable use and throw plastic disposable glasses, or disposable plates, or the boxes, food containing boxes, or the packing materials. Like these are the different types of plastic materials. These are the daily wares we are using, but we don't know exactly what are they are made up of. And when I studied about it, as you can see here, the history, background, and motivation. This is the common picture we saw everywhere, especially in India. In Korea and India, I cannot compare, because there are in Korea they have managed plastic waste very carefully. From household to the industrial waste, they have segregated and separated. But still, there are different challenges overall the world. As you can see, the plastic consumption increased around 180 times from 1950 to 2018. Since these plastics I already discussed, like there are different types of these plastics. But from that sector also, if you consider the packing sector and the textile sector and the transport sector, so this packing sector consists of almost 40% of this waste, because these are all one-time usable plastics are there. We like, for example, when we went for the shopping, we don't go there. We don't take the bags there. So that plastic bags we use first day, second day they are into the garbage. The plastic water bottles are similar. We use one time and we throw it away. So they called as a one-time usable plastic resources. So the production is into the millions. As you can see, the production is about million tons per year, and the waste generated again. So this is the production is about 68 million tons. The waste generated is about 63 million tons. Means the is almost whatever they are producing, we are making a garbage out of it immediately. So other plastics are very good to use, like the computers or the mobiles or the other things which are the useful, or the in the building constructions, because they can be utilized for several and several years, and they can uh, we can reuse it again. But the sector from the packing industry or the textile industry, the clothes are made up of the polystyrene or polyester material. So one time we use and later they are just go to the garbage. So these are the unmanageable unmanageable plastic waste is there. So I already talked about how plastic production and the uh, pollution is increasing. Plastic use projected is up to 2060 is about 460 million tons is currently now, and we can project is about 1321 million tons. Means you can assume how much plastic can be produced and how much consumption is increased there. Among that plastics, I already told you, LDP, PP, and HDP. They are these three categories are used into the plastic packing industry, the food packing industry, or the coffee cups, coffee mugs, or the plastic bottles. So you can see from this diagram that these are the very high use highly used plastic in the sector. So we need to consider this as our opportunity, because first, before going to the opportunity, you can see the environmental impact of this plastic. Considering one plastic bag, if it is produced, none of the plastic can be degrade 100%. They can be degrade, and they can be converted into the microplastic. But still, if we consider one of the plastic bag, it takes around 20 years to degrade, and they are not biologically degradable. It takes some chemical processes to degrade them. So these are the different examples we need to consider about one single plastic cup. If once it produced, it takes almost 450 years to degrade completely. Degrade, it means they can produce the microplastic into the water itself. So once the plastic is produced, it's impossible to degrade into the 100%. So what before starting the research, there are environmental agencies or many agencies. They appeal us to the normal persons to follow this 6 Rs. What are these 6 Rs? Is a refuse to single-use plastic like the bags, bottles, straws, coffee cups. Secondly, reduce the consumption. We can reduce the consumption definitely. Some unavoidable things we can, like computers, mobiles, and the other electronic stuff we cannot avoid, but still we can avoid some plastic compounds. We can reduce their uses, and the reuse and creativity, that goes into the recycling things. And the some food materials also need to be, this is the another topic, like the biodegradable materials, and encourage others to spread the awareness about not to use this single-use single-use plastic. So there are different methods to degrade this plastic. First of all, the environmental specialist or the common man like us, we should consider not to use, but still it's already into the world. The world is polluted by the plastic. So being an environmental scientist or being a chemical engineer, I can think whether it is just a waste or it could be an opportunity for me to do something about it, because till there are so many artistic persons, they can use and recycle the plastic. But recycling again is not the only solution. Being an environmental scientist, I think, how can I dispose this plastic? So disposable is not the only solution. How can I utilize this plastic and we can convert them into the chemicals? Because definitely plastic is made up of from some chemicals. And this idea comes since plastic is made up in the 1950. Later on, the scientists itself started finding 1980 or around 2000 that there is a mismanagement of production and the management of this plastic. So researcher have started working on the how can we control the plastic pollution. So firstly, the initially the plastic until the world 450 million tons of plastic is produced, but from that 360 million tons of plastic is only waste. So most of the percentage of plastic, about 40% is goes to the landfilling, and the about 27% goes to the insertion. Insertion means it's just directly burnt out, and we can get some energy from that plastic. So the main issue from the land lifting is to the land pollution, because the dumping into the land of dumping of this much big amount of plastic into the land, they can go to the marine and oceans, and the ecosystem is disturbed there. The second option management think is about the incineration, is about the just burning out the plastic. From that they can get the preliminary energy. But the main problem about this burning at high temperature is about the CO2 emission. So there again, one, already there is a problem of plastic pollution. By burning them, we are getting the greenhouse gases, and the CO2 pollution is also there. So what is the another option? So another option comes as a chemical recycling. So after two recycling, we are considering as a chemical engineer is about the chemical method to convert them into their polymers or their monomers or another value added chemicals. In this, I already explained about in my previous slide, that is the most of the plastic goes to the landfills because and the ecosystem is damaged. Then other goes to the insertion. From that, the again pollution, CO2 gas pollution is there. So what options we have is the thermochemical recycling. From that, we just discarded this high temperature reactions. Then there are only two methods are remain, is the pyrolysis and the chemolysis. So from these two methods, we can get around this mostly this plastic is made up of fossil fuels, and because of this mismanagement, we are facing severe problem for the ecosystem. And that's why as a researcher we are considering to work on this chemical and the thermochemical methods, especially the pyrolysis and the hydrocracking reactions. On other hand, as I mentioned, the plastic are mostly made up from the fossil fuels. And this is the world energy demand. As you can see, the oil, sand, conventional oil, heavy oil, and the extra heavy oils. This is the energy consumption profile from 1970 to 2030. Most of the energy is going from the fossil fuel itself, oil, natural gases, and the coal, and the other nuclear renewable sources. These renewable sources, we can consider the bio oil or the oil from the plastics and the other renewable sources. As you can see, the growth is very slow here. The demand and the growth, there is a huge gap in between. So unconventional oil resources are very limited on the earth. So we need to find out the another sources for the oil production. So for that purpose, I already talked about the recycling. Recycling is just converting the same plastic into the another form of plastic. But from this recycling, the values of plastic goes degraded and degraded. Suppose water bottles are there. You can use one time and again recycle it and use again second time and third time. But the initial characters of the plastic is get degraded, and after few cycles we cannot recycle, we cannot no more recycle the same plastic. So there is a term comes is a upcycling. upcycling means we can get all the products, like we can get their monomers, or we can get the another products like the carbon material or the CNT materials or the gasoline or the diesel type of materials or the benzene, toluene, xylene, some chemicals. So from upcycling, we can increase the value of the chemicals. Not just by this process, not we cannot just control the plastic, the waste plastic, but we can get the higher value from this waste plastic. So here is the big opportunity for us to get waste to the value added chemicals. So our target of this research is two global challenges and the one sustainable solution. The first challenge I already discussed is about the waste plastic pollution. They are into the 400 million tons of produce annually, and recycling rate is below 10%. And the environmental leakage and the landfilling accumulation, these are the main problems we are facing now. And the another problem, which in previous slide I already discussed, is about the rising world energy demand. So energy demand is decreasing, but our sources are very limited. So combining these two problems, we can utilize plastic as our feedstock, and we can convert them into the gasoline or the diesel type of products. So this is the more sustainable solution. It means closed loop of our plastic. Means starting material, as I earlier slide I mentioned, plastic cannot be decomposed naturally. So what we can do, we can convert this plastic into
Hello,
the
ma'am.
oil.
Sorry
Yes,
to interrupt you. Can you make it full because it's difficult to see? Make it full screen.
it is not full screen.
No, ma'am.
Or you should tell earlier. I didn't know that.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
But from my slide, it looks full screen. Wait.
You are in the presenter's view, ma'am. You can change it to participant's view by clicking these three dots on the screen. Yes. Now it is okay, ma'am.
Now it's okay, ma'am.
But now I cannot see. Wait. Now it's okay. Now you can see the slides.
Ma'am, the screen is visible. You haven't shared the screen, ma'am. Just share it and you can go on.
Yes, now, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, what happening? Then we are viewing your next slide here.
Ah, okay. Just a moment.
Yeah.
ये स्लाइड मेरी करके दो तो एक बार. Now you can see the full screen.
No, ma'am. Wait, not, ma'am. We cannot see. Yes, no, right now, ma'am, you can please continue. I have extended the display size here. You can please continue. Ma'am, you can continue, ma'am, please. I have extended the display size from my side. You can please continue.
Ma'am, right click and press that hide presenter view, ma'am. It will be okay, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Now you can see.
Ma'am, please you continue.
Okay,
Slides
okay.
are visible. You continue.
Uh-huh. So as we know, the plastic waste is untrapped hydrocarbon resources fuel, because as I already earlier discussed about the different 7 types of plastics are there. So from here we can clearly see why we can consider plastic as our feed source, because they are mostly consist of the carbon and hydrogen only. And if only there is a chlorine type of material or polycarbonates are there, still the basic unit is about the carbon and hydrogen. They contains a significant stored chemical values, about 40 to 60 mj per this one. It can be converted into the gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and other liquid hydrocarbons. They can as you can see, the gasoline range products are mostly about C5 to C12 carbon number. This is a carbon number. So gasoline products are always in the range of carbon number C5 to C12. The diesel range hydrocarbons are in between C13 to C22. The jet fuels are about C18 to C16, and the lubricant or the waxes is about C20. Even if we are not successful to get a very high quality of the gasoline or diesel range product, even if we produce the diesel lubricants and the waxes which can be utilized into the further industry, that can be a very good industrial success for plastic utilization. Because from none of means from the garbage, this considering as a garbage, we are getting, if we are getting even the wax type of product, we are very successful in this project we consider. But as you can see, this structure, polyethylene, polypropylene, and the polystyrene, as I have mentioned, they are the main plastic waste is about the polyethylene, because one time usable plastics are there, like the PET bottles, the water drinkable waters, and the poly bags are there. So poly bags are mostly consist of the polyethylene and the polypropylene. So this, considering that, we consider this as our initial feedstock for the further reaction. When we consider to work on the plastic, there are the different technologies like pyrolysis, gasification, chemolysis, and the hydrotreating. Main core of this reaction is a catalysis. From this, if we use a different or particular catalysis, we can produce several different types of products from the this waste type of material. If we use some clear different type of catalyst, we can selectively produce the hydrogen from it, or we can produce methane, or we can produce gasoline, diesel, or jet type of product. Or if we use the microwave synthesis, we can directly convert this plastic into the CNT material or the porous carbon material. Or if we have very exclusive catalyst, then we can produce them into the different type of chemicals.
Hello.
Yes, some mic are on there. There are numerous publications are there. The work is started since 1980, but I have taken the from 2060. Means when we get the boost of this research is from 2060 around this one. So these are the different papers already published into the reputed journals. And these are not only the papers for the academic study, but they have studied about their life cycle assessment, means environmental impact, and the techno-economic analysis, like how can this process could be industrialized. They are not just considered about the lab scale research, but how can this work can be transferred to the industry. So these around from 20 post pandemic, say after the post pandemic, there is a huge plastic pollution was there, and that is the urge for the scientists to think about how can we utilize this plastic as a feedstock, and not just the lab scale, because where I am working, they are all the industrial projects. So we are considering all these things about the techno-economic analysis, like how can we produce this economically viable process, and again, this should be sustainable. It means there should not be a CO2 emission, or they should not impact to the, there should not be high temperature, or this should not impact the economy of the ecology, and we cannot emit the CO2 or any other green gases. So these are the problems and the objective of this research. We should definitely, all there are so many publications are there which consider about the high temperature and the high pressure reaction. Unclear active site, we don't know why the catalyst is working, which is the active site are there, and the product recovery and their estimations and the analysis techniques are still underdeveloped. Even after the reaction, you can consider when you burn the plastic and your catalyst is there, when we after the reaction, the separation of this catalyst is very crucial issue for us, and the catalyst leaching and the separation. Even if the first cycle, if I'm getting suppose 80% of yield or very excellent conversion, how about the reproducibility, and how about the recyclability? So these are the several issues we are faced, means still, even though there are more than thousands of research paper are there, so these are the research gaps what we found. And our objective of this project is to support the commercialization of the waste to energy technology and contribute to the circular economy. So as I already discussed the literature, there are several papers already published. From that, we come to know that definitely we need the combination of the metallic site and the acidic support should be there. Among the various conversion techniques, catalytic hydrocracking or the catalytic hydrogenolysis are the best way to produce the high quality product. And then there are more chances to achieve the selective range of product. As I mentioned, if your catalyst or the process is not good, you can just achieve the wax or the higher molecular weight hydrocarbons. But if the hydrocracking, if you found out the excellent catalyst, you can get selectively some gasoline or the diesel type of products. And we need to we develop here the batch as well as the fixed bed system, and main process is the hydrocracking process, which I am studying here. So initially we started with the catalytic cracking, one step or two step. There are industrially, these processes are industrially proven. They are working on above 600 or 700 temperature. But these are not economically viable, that high temperature, and the char production is very huge. So what we considering this process, we can develop a hydrocracking process here. So for the hydrocracking process, we the first problem we definitely know is the waste disposable. The second one is the efficient conversion. Means if we just burnt out the plastic, we can get some kind of oil, but they are not the desired product what we want, like the C5 or C11 or gasoline range product. For selective products, we need the specific technology, and for that purpose, our aim is to develop a catalyst which can be convert this waste plastic into the selectively fuel type of products. So catalysts, you all know about the catalyst definition. What are the catalysts? Without catalyst reaction, the activation energy is very high. But uncatalyzed reaction, we can see the activation energy is very high. After adding the catalyst, the activation energy goes down, and we can get the easily products here. So the role of catalyst, once we understand what kind of catalyst should be required for this type of process. So as I mentioned earlier, the feed should be PP, PE, PET, HDPE or LDPE. But the catalyst in this case, we need to design a specific catalyst. We should have the acidic support like alumina, silica alumina, zeolite, carbon, or tungsten zirconiate or zirconium sulfate, like this one, acidic support or the basic support. But for the cracking purpose, as you know, cracking is the carbon-carbon bond breaking. We need definitely some acidic catalyst, and metal purpose is required because polymers are made up of they are the simple hydrocarbons, long chain hydrocarbons, CH2, 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 repetitive unit of the ethylene molecule. So to get hydrogenation reaction, we definitely need a metal particle also there. Most of the researchers have used the noble metal catalyst, but in our research we are trying not to use noble metal because they are industrial process, so we cannot use the Ru, PT, PD. Instead of that, we can try nickel, cobalt, MO, or Ga and Fe. So we have developed the catalyst by using the simple integration method, and this is the scheme what I initially thought about. Like, instead of using the noble metal, we can use just transition metal, and the support should be any kind of acidic material, and the characterization can be done by the different techniques. And to develop this catalyst, that is the bifunctional catalyst, having the metal as well as the acidic support. When we consider any process, this is not just about plastic. Any process, when we consider, first we need to think about our target. So in initial slide, I already mentioned our target is to develop a catalytic process to convert waste plastic into the fuel range product, diesel or the gasoline range product. So for that purpose, the catalyst synthesis and the characterization is the first part. Then second is the how this catalyst work on the real pyrolysis or the cracking reaction. And finally, the whether the products are desired or not non-desired. So the finally is the product analysis. So the research workflow is as below. The research problem and the catalyst followed by the setting the target. We know our target is set now, and then the design the catalyst. We know what kind of catalyst might be required. As I mentioned, maybe acidic and the metallic support, like this one. After synthesize the catalyst, whether the catalyst is synthesized properly or not, then we need to do different characterization to check how much the acidity is, how much the particle size of your metal is there, and whether the catalyst, what you have think or what you have designed in your mind, whether it really comes out or not. So for that purpose, you have to do different characterization, and after characterization, you have to do the real performance test into the fixed bed reactor or the batch reactor. After that, the product analysis and the evaluation of the result, and the optimize the catalyst. It means the optimization of the process. And finally, if it works fine, then you have to do the long-term test and the reproducibility, coke deposition, and all other things. If it goes perfectly, as sir mentioned, we have to file the patent at this stage. If until here, if you can write your research paper, but if you want to go for the industrial application, you have to file a patent at this stage. Like, something innovative catalyst should be there, or your analysis method should be innovative, because there are several already papers and patents are published. But when you consider about industry, you need to file the patent so that another industry cannot claim that this is our research work is there. So this is industrial as well as the academic type of work what we are doing here right now. So initially, starting with this type of work, we got some LDP pellet from the industry. So when I try to cut it down with the scissors or by cutting down with the knife, it's highly impossible. They are very stable, and this is the specialty of the polymer. They are very highly durable, means you cannot change their properties by cutting or anything. So for that purpose, we use the liquid nitrogen, soak it into the liquid nitrogen for several 3 or 4 minutes, and then grinded it with the normal grinder, and then make a sieves and make it as a powder. So after making a powder, we can add our catalyst into it, and we did first TGA analysis of this only LDPE material. So this is the LDPE from the company, and this is the real plastic what we get from the our lab itself into the dustbin or something. So simultaneously we are working with the lab grade LDPE and the real life plastic itself. So we are successful to get the powder, and further we have done the TGA experiment of these things. These are the TGA instrument. You might all familiar with the TGA instrument. This is the platinum plan we put here, and after TGA experiment, these are the result of the different polymers like the polypropylene, polystyrene, and the LDPE, depending on the structure. So LDPE is a just long polymer chain, HDPE and LDPE have the branches there. So depending on how polymer is synthesized, how they are made up of, how many carbon numbers are there, what is their molecular weight, this is the degradation temperature. So considering LDPE is very difficult to degrade, it takes about almost 550 temperature. If we want to convert this into the any another material, we need around 550 degree temperature, and the polystyrene is very easier to break down because it is attached to the benzene ring. So cutting this bond is easier than the cutting this normal CC bond. So we can see here is about 4. Still, the temperature is very high here. These are without catalyst. So after putting the catalyst, if we mix the catalyst, this is a commercial H-beta zeolite we utilize, and this is our synthesized defectronics based catalyst. We can clearly see the temperature difference from around 500, it goes to the 400, means 100-degree temperature difference was there. Further, we have calculated the actuation energy. So we can see pure. Yes, sir. So pure LDPE have the actuation energy is about 186. After adding the catalyst, the actuation energy decreased to 59.2. Here we can clearly see the transition like this one. So when LDPE is used here, so actuation energy is very high, the first stage and the second stage. But after adding the catalyst, the actuation energy, the radical formation, and the totally mechanism change there, and we can get clearly the liquid or the gaseous type of product. As I mentioned earlier, the polyethylene is made up of just simple carbon, carbon, carbon. The backbone is the carbon chain, and but it's a n number of chain. Our job is to cut down this carbon number chain so that we can get at least ethylene molecule, or if we cut here, then we can get the C4, like then we can achieve to get gasoline or the diesel type of range product. But the hurdle is this CC and the CH bond. As you can see, the CH bond energy is very high, is 413 kJ per mole, and the CC bond is about 343. So breaking this bond is the most tough job for our research scientists, and that also selectively, because we want value added chemicals, not just the wax or not just the another material. So if we want to get a gasoline type of product, our job is to break this selectively, this bond. For that purpose, we have synthesized the bifunctional catalyst, as I earlier mentioned. The role of this catalyst is we need a support, a very strong support, high surface area with a large pore volume, and then we can deposit some metal there, nickel, platinum, PD, or Ru. Especially, I'm considering the nickel only. So bifunctional catalyst contains the two complementary active sites that works together to efficiently convert large hydrocarbon molecules into the valuable functions. Bi means two. So there are definitely two functions. One is the metal site and one is the acidic support. So combining synergic effect of these two, we can, if we synthesize this type of catalyst, we can convert this plastic into the gasoline range type of product. These are the simple mechanism of this catalyst. So as I mentioned earlier, the support should be any zeolites or the gamma alumina or silica alumina type of material, and the metal should be nickel or cobalt or any transition type of material. So what are the method to synthesize the catalyst? There are several methods, but amongst them the weight integration method or incipient wetness integration method, these two are industrially proven. And the co-precipitation, when you have to make two different metals together, then we can use the co-precipitation or sol gel. But if you want to synthesize simple nickel doped on any other acidic support, then we can utilize weight integration method, which is industrially proven, simple, scalable, low cost, precise metal loading can be achieved, and we can easily scalable this method. So as a researcher or being initially what we required a very simple units is the analytical weighing balance, drying oven, heating and the stirring plates should be there. If rotary evaporator is not there, we can simply utilize the heating and the stirring plate to heat and the remove the water. But definitely we need the muffle furnace and the tubular furnace to reduce the catalyst. So we have synthesized our nickel catalyst on the gamma alumina, and then with the simple weight integration method. So you can get easily this type of method on all type of research papers. So this is very commonly used research method. After synthesizing this kind of catalyst, we need to characterize with the different techniques like XRD, PET, BET, SEM, EDS, TEM, XPS. These are the common characterization technique what we must need to apply for our catalyst, because from XRD we can come to know the crystal size of the catalyst. From BET we can come to know the surface area of our catalyst. SEM we can find out the surface morphology. From EDS, elemental distribution, like suppose if I have added the nickel there, whether it's dispersed overall on the surface, how much nickel is deposited there, we can find out by EDS. Then the TEM is to utilize for the particle size. XPS is for the surface chemistry. In my research, most important is about the ammonia TPD to find out the acidity of zeolites, because my overall work is about the zeolite work. So I need to, when I synthesize the catalyst or when I modify the commercial zeolite, I need to find out what is the difference in the initial catalyst and after modification. So ammonia TPD. H2TPR is to check the reducibility of the metal. TGA is used for after the reaction, how much coke is deposited there, and definitely for product analysis, GC and GCMS is required. So this is the batch reactor what we are using currently in our lab. So you can consider, many of you might have know about the high pressure batch reactor system, but if someone have not known, I can just easily explain. Is like a pressure cooker. If you put something inside and the heated up, there is a pressure built up, and then easily food is cooked. Similar phenomena can be utilized here. PV is equal to nRT. So we use here the batch type reactor, high pressure. The pressure is about 40 bar or 80 bar. It can be like a bomb. So as the temperature increases here, the pressure automatically increases here. So this is the phenomena simply used. And we are using this batch reactor for the hydrocracking process. And for pyrolysis reaction, we are using simply round bottom flask. So I have not shared here the pyrolysis reaction. We are discussing about the hydrocracking only. So, and along with the kinetic catalyst study, we need to study about the kinetic modeling of this LDPE reactor. So initially this feedstock goes, there are the 4 different steps. So initially this converted into the heavy liquid oil, and then further when the reaction continues, that can goes into the naphtha, like C5 to C12 range product. If the reaction further continue for longer time, then the this molecule C5 sweet tail molecule can be converted into the gases like methane, ethane, propane, and the butane type of gases. So model is described for the hydrocracking reaction. So from this model, we can easily explain how plastic can be converted to the heavy oil, to the naphtha, to the gases. Simply, if we can consider plastic into the methane, the LPG problem could be solved here. So these are the some successful result I can share. We are working on the hydrocracking reaction with the HDPE using the nickel over H beta catalyst. So here I have used only 0.2 gram of catalyst, as you can see, and the HDPE feed is about 15 gram. And the reaction time is about 14 hours at lower temperature. As I already discussed, the industrial temperature is about 500 or 600. And from TGA diagram also we see that to degrade the LDPE, it takes about 500 or 600 temperature. But if the catalyst is there, we can successfully convert this plastic into the liquid products. And these liquid products are also almost 99% is a gasoline range product, which can be proven by the GC here. So initially I have taken the 15 gram of HDPE and 0.2 gram of catalyst here, and we have increased the pressure for 40 bar. And for 14-hour reaction, when I open the reactor, there is nothing. This almost polymer is converted into the gases and the liquid. So here we are getting almost 72% of gasoline range product, and the remaining goes into the gas products here. So how I am 100% sure these are the gasoline. First, the smell is definitely it's a gasoline range, but just only smell cannot prove that it's a gasoline product. Before finding out the how we consider this as a gasoline, we need to understand the mechanism of bifunctional catalyst as well. So which I already talked, like nickel can be utilized, the long chain polymer can be deposited on the nickel, and then the CC bond from the beta position can be break here, and then further with the acid support, the proton donation happen here, and the rearrangement reaction can happen again, and the further secondary beta station can happen, so that the gaseous product could be formed here. So both metal acid, metal acid, this type of things can be work here simultaneously, and the hydrocracking reaction happens here. So this is the overall mechanism, what we studied, what we propose. Mechanism is just to propose. We are also not 100% sure this might happen, but these are the things. As in the presence of hydrogen and with the presence of nickel metal, initially dehydrogenation reaction happen, then the H transfer rearrangement, and again the beta session second position, and we can get the some gaseous product, and the liquid product is range between C5 to C12 here. Again, one thing, if the synthesized catalysts have the bigger and the large particle are there, then what happen there? The polymer chain gets the higher surface area to cut down, so that's why it can cut, so we can get the higher number of gas product. But if the synthesized catalyst is well dispersed, and the particles are the nanoparticles or the small size particle, the polymer can be attached to the single particle of the nickel, and then it can cut easily, so we can get the higher percentage of liquid products. So depending on how your catalyst is synthesized, we can get higher liquid or the higher gas product. Our target is to produce high as much as liquid. So our target is to synthesize nanomaterial, not the clusters. Then further we characterize this product. As I mentioned, I claim that we are getting almost 98% of gasoline range product. How I am sure? After the analysis of the liquid product, we can clearly see these are mostly consist of the from C3 to about C8 products. So until C8 product is about 90%, then C10 is about 9.5%, and there are no further heavy products could be seen. So almost these products are is about 99% selectivity. So these are a very excellent result we have achieved till date. But still, as I mentioned, the challenge is the reaction time and the coke deposition. This is about the liquid product, and we analyze the gas product as well. We have collected the gas product into the poly bags, and we have analyzed this product. So we found out the main product, again, the propane, 2-methyl propane, butane, and the 2-methyl butane, and the isomers. So mostly, even the gas products are also industrially valuable. We have different types of columns here to analyze the product. For the gas product, we are using the packed column, and for the liquid products, we are using the capillary column. And GCMS method, GCMS is itself in our lab. So we have developed we have calibrated it with the liquid standards, and then that's why we can confirm that we are getting these products is in the range of almost 99% of gasoline. Along with that, as I talk about the pyrolysis fuel oil, we have developed the method also and the analysis technique to characterize this heavy oil as well. So initially, you can see the PO4 feed consumption is about this area, and after the reaction, we can clearly see the formation of the benzene, toluene, and the xylene products are there, along with the some two-membered rings are also there. So these are also one of very successful result what we achieve in the from the another project. So this pyrolysis fuel oil can be get from the industry, from the plastic pyrolysis itself. So they are consist of the very heavy molecules. So our job is to develop the catalyst so that we can convert this heavy molecule into the selectively benzene, toluene, and xylene. Further, is time remain? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When we consider to synthesize our catalyst, I consider about the as a new member, if you are interested in to work on this kind of field, first you need to learn about the basic of the zeolites, like what type of zeolites are there. There is a website called zeolite structure. If you click on this website, you can find out there are more than 200 commercially available zeolites are there. And as sir mentioned earlier, for the patent and for the industry, we need to consider this already published and or already reported zeolites are there. What new I can do in this type of work? So first, we need to understand the zeolite structure. They are made up of simply silica and alumina, and they are the repetitive unit of silica, alumina, and they can make like these are the secondary building units. So from that, they can make like this type of structure, and when these all big structures are compiled with each other, we can get this kind of structure. So depending on their arrangement, depending on their pore structure, depending on their surface area, they are classified into the different type of zeolites. So I consider these three zeolites as my research, because for any research you have to have the prior art. You have to read so many different research papers, how many other peoples have used, what the zeolite properties are essential. So for plastic polymer, first essential thing from zeolite required is the high surface area, and then second number is the pore structure. They should be the 12-membered ring. So as you can see, these are the beta zeolite or FAU zeolites are the 12-membered ring structure having the big pores in it, so that the plastic, when melted and when it can deposit, they can get the active site here to break down. So these are the essential things we need to consider when we develop our catalyst. This is the synthesized catalyst. As I earlier mentioned, for the nickel case, we need to consider this should be of fine particles and the distributed. I have not taken all the characterization technique. This is just one example to show how we can see whether the synthesized catalyst is properly synthesized or not. So from this figure, we can see this pink color is the nickel, is clearly distributed all over the zeolite surface, and when the polymer is attached to this type of catalyst, it can be degraded. So when we do the research, first is even if you get the product, you have to prove it why you are getting. For that purpose, catalyst characterization is the only technique you have to learn. First is the reaction we have completely done. We are getting the product, and after, even if you are getting excellent result, recovery of this type of catalyst is the challenging again, because once you have done the reaction, this reaction should be done at least 5 cycle. One reaction done, take out the catalyst, regenerate it, again do the same reaction, at least 5 cycle. If this catalyst survive, then we can consider at least this is a industrially proven catalyst. So from this work, I already worked for the 2 or 3 years on this project. Still, there are so many challenges remain to overcome. The first is about the feedstock and the complexity. As I have mentioned, I have working on the pure feedstock like the PP and the PE material, PPP and PS. We are not working on PET and PVC. PVC is consist of the chlorine material. So main problem for the industry is this SCL. So if we consider we are getting some garbage and we are trying to decompose that into the industry, and if there is a high amount of PVC material, so definitely they will generate the SCL molecule, and our reactor can be get corrosionated. So this is the main first challenge for the industry or for the researcher to solve. The second is the reaction optimization. Because we are working on the high pressure reactor, we are using the hydrogen itself is a very expensive gas. So we need to consider how can I reduce the temperature, how can I reduce the pressure, how can I prolong my reaction. As at right now, I'm working for 14 hour of reaction. 14 hour, considering that high temperature and the reaction, this time is very long, so I need to cut down the hours. So I need to work how can I economically viable process need to be developed. So these are the two main challenges. And again, the catalyst development, as I mentioned, even if I design very excellent catalyst, I am getting 100% conversion with the 99% selectivity. What about the coke deposition? Consider this is the 20 gram of reaction. When we go to the industrial scale, it's at 20 million tons and the catalyst is this much. If it one cycle my catalyst is died or there is no activity, it's not economically viable process. So currently I'm working on to minimizing this coke value. And the lastly, the industrial challenges is about the scale up the laboratory scale, because right now we are working on the 100 cc reactor. If we scale up the reactor, the heat transfer and there are so many other problems for the industrialization. So these are challenges still we are facing, and we are working on it. uh, Lastly, as you can see from my PPT, this is not just about chemistry, this is not just about physics, this is not just about biology. When we consider the research, if you are considering research as your profession, you need to consider as these are all interdisciplinary subjects. So you need to have a knowledge for the organic chemistry to understand the reaction mechanisms, how the polymers. And this is not just about the plastic case. You can consider, uh, you can apply all your basic knowledge to any kind of field, like the photocatalysis, or whether it's with the biomass, whether it's with the any semiconductors or conductor. This type of research definitely need the interdisciplinary knowledge of the organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry. You must have the knowledge about the material. You must know about the chemical engineering. I don't have any background of chemical engineering, but now still we need to learn. We need to work on the reactors, so we need to learn about the chemical engineering. Definitely the environmental science we need to learn. And finally, which aspect no university teaches us, but I learned from here, is the economy. Because when we consider for the industrial scale, the main come is a profit. So when we consider waste to value, we need to consider that how economically viable and how we can develop. So we are considering only the research, but you can be a pioneer in your work, and you can just establish your own industry if you have some extra money. If we get a good funding from the Indian government, it's very easy to establish a startup industry from this type of research. So after getting a good knowledge of your basics, you can apply it into the industry, and we can at the same time we can the challenge of waste, plastic waste, we can convert them into the valuable chemicals. There are different plastic recycling industry already working on that, like the pyrolysis and the thermochemical methods. So if I consider as a career perspective, there is a huge scope for the industrial process also. So lastly, my message for all the new researcher and the new students here is to be curious, never stop thinking. The question is why. Whenever you start thinking about any new research, you have to consider why it can be applicable, why and how. These are the two questions anyhow we have to think before starting our project. Then build a strong foundation. That is, if you are in the master course, I don't know who is the audience here right now, but if you are in your masters, my first suggestion or recommendation is to clear your basic concept at this level and get the high grade. Because once your basic concepts, because I know when I was studied into the masters in the same university, we don't have many instruments there, but our basic concept for the GC, GCMS, and the other instruments like FTIR, IR are my fundamentals are very clear, so that I can survive you into the top universities in the Korea. So the first suggestion from my side to you is to learn your basic concept, make your basic concept very clear, so that when at every stage, as I have shown you the slides, I have shared my experience with you, at every stage you get some difficulties. So only survival mode is your basic concept. Once you know why, then your how is clear there. Read regular research papers, because every research field is like ongoing process. Every day there is something new is coming. As earlier lecture by Dr. Sandeep Vagule sir already they mentioned, if you are working on this type of project, you have to always consider what kind of patents are already published, what kind of papers are there, and what is the scope for me. So read regular papers, learn new skill like the AI, because this is the era to learn the AI technologies, and then improve the writing skill, presentation skill, data analysis skill. Uh, where you are, like, we don't have to wait for the perfect lab and perfect infrastructure. If you are round bottom flask and very basic immunity is also there, start your research from there. You can definitely get some collaborations. Your idea, if you have excellent idea, you can generate your idea through the poster presentation. Definitely you can find the collaborations, and then you can continue your research from the same topic. Definitely the last and not the least is find a good mentor and ask the questions. Because once suppose even if you are into the masters, you have to find your own mentor. And if you want to pursue your research, always be curious about your questions, ask to your mentor, take the advantage and their guidance, and learn from their experiences, so that you can develop your own methods, and then you could become a good researcher. This is my current lab. I am working with Professor Y.S. Kang into the Kintech. As you can see, I am very lucky to have working in this lab, because all infrastructure is there, and I get all the instrument training. So I handle all the instrument by myself, and we get every 2 or 3 months later, there are the renowned international professors, and we listen to them. Different conference participation for the poster and the oral presentation, like national or international conferences we attend. And as you can see in this picture, there is a industrial collaboration, and the global research networking is there. Currently, I am working with 3 master student and the 1 PhD student from the China. This is about all my research, and if anyone want to contact with me, this is our website, Carbon Resources. I will share with you guys, and if you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
It was very informative lecture, madam.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
The participants actually, they all are faculties.
Okay, okay.
They are working as an assistant professor in the colleges and the universities.
Yeah, nice to meet all.
It's really good that you have given many suggestions so that the faculty members, they can incorporate in their, I mean, they will just pass it on to their students also.
Yes, ma'am. I was not aware about the members, but still is useful for any researcher. Like these are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
basic things we should consider for any new project also.
I just would like to ask out of curiosity, like you are working on the plastic.
Yes, ma'am.
You will be doing something with microplastics also, because microplastic nowadays, it's again a very, I mean,
Yeah, I understand, ma'am.
this,
So,
and that's why.
so
Just would
we
like
just
to,
just recently we started working on the microplastic because these are the different projects from different company. But from the marine, when the near in the Korea there is one area where the fishers are getting that problem. So we are getting that project. Just recently we started working on the microplastic. So initial research is already done, like what type of plastic, and for by FTIR technique we are identified like their structure. So they are mostly, again as I mentioned, PP and the PE material are mostly there. So considering, but again the main challenge is to take out that microplastic because they are into the micro range. So we are getting the like liquid from the oceans, from the marine, what they have provided us. So initially we have dried it into the normal oven, and we are getting some particles, and we had done initial FTIR and that things. So we come out to know that this is mainly P and PP material. So further research is just like, because as I mentioned, this is the current project, and this is also not we started. We are thinking because it's very challenging. Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, participants, if you would like to ask anything, please, you can ask questions or share something. Would you like to share something? Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am, I would like to ask Dr. Dubali. It's a wonderful lecture. I just wanted to know, are you working somewhere with the enzymatic reaction also?
No, ma'am, no. It's totally chemical and the thermochemical. I have never considered, because my background is chemical engineer, chemical. I basically, as I mentioned, I'm organic chemistry only. So there is no enzyme, nothing. We have not even considered that.
Okay, okay. Thank you. It's a wonderful lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, anyone else?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
My name is Pradeep. This is a nice presentation. I also use some plastic upgradation using some catalyst. So I wonder about one query about that using the acid base and basic base. How does catalyst acidity affect the selectivity, product selectivity? Can you explain a little bit about?
Yes, sir. So as I mentioned, initially we need to fix the target of our product. My target is about gasoline range to product. If you want so many gases, you need to consider the micropore, so that it can just consider touch to the surface and break, and the methane or ethane molecule could form. But if you want gasoline or the liquid type of product, the pore should be very bigger and go in the chain, should go inside and should attach to the active site. And if the acidity is too strong, it can go for the secondary cracking, and they can form the gas products only. And if the acidity is very low, it cannot even generate the initial CC bond breaking. So your catalyst acidity should be moderate. So when you consider as a commercial zeolite, you have to modify that catalyst by adding some different type of dopant there, so that we can control the acidity. And once your catalyst is ready with the medium acidity, you can use it as for further reaction. So acidity is the only force for this type of reaction. Very important. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a question. Ma'am, anything about photoconductivity of polymers?
Again, come on.
Photoconductivity of polymers. Is there
I
any
didn't.
scope in your
Again,
lab?
come again. I didn't understand, sir, your question.
Photoconductivity of polymers.
Photoconductivity.
ma'am.
We have work on if you are working on the photocatalytic type of reaction, then photoconductivity is important. But we are using directly thermal. We are giving the temperature and the catalyst. So in this type of research, you don't need to consider the photoconductivity. But if you are working on the photocatalysis or electrochemistry type of work, then you need to consider about the photoconductivity.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, anyone else?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Myself, Dr. Alok Kumar Verma.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I am asking just a curious question. Whether you think how you can cope with reduce the coke content, because it is already hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon, only carbon and hydrogen are there, basically.
Yes, sir.
So I think that is very difficult to reduce. It will produce coke, but is there any idea?
Yes, sir. As I mentioned earlier, we are getting almost 72% of liquid and the remaining is the gases. So coke, right now, what we are getting is only 1%. So lab scale, it is avoidable. But as I mentioned, why it is challenging for the industrial scale, because if you are considering in tons, that 1 gram also is not suitable for my reaction. So right now I am considering how can I control. And as earlier, I think Dr. Pradeep Das mentioned the acidic control. So now we are working to control the acidity. If we control the acidity, the secondary cracking can be stopped and the coke deposition can be controlled. So that we are working right now.
Okay, ma'am.
Means
Thank you.
even regeneration, sir, we have already studied like that. If we are getting that catalyst, we have take out that catalyst and done the TGA. From that TGA, we found out the temperature and the regenerated and again reuse the catalyst and check the recyclability. So our catalyst is quite stable, but still, as I mentioned, this is the challenge for us to stop that initial secondary cracking reaction. So we are working on it now.
Yes, any more questions? Participant, if there are no questions, then we can conclude this session.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Manisha madam, for this opportunity, giving me this opportunity to present my work in front of all our faculty members.
Thank you so much, madam, for giving your precious time. And again, I feel you are a proud alumnus of our department.
Yeah, and I will always ask, like, if you have any collaborations, you can ask me if related work is there. And
I'll be very happy.
And any entrance student want to work as a summer entrance or something, you can contact to me, so they can work at least 2-3 months into our lab, and they can have
definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So on behalf of Malvi Mission Teacher Training Center, Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, and all the participants, I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Deepali ma'am for such a wonderful session. And ma'am has opened the opportunity to across the participants, those who have gathered from the different institutions of our India, for the collaboration as well as the internship opportunities and the joint research project. So participants, we have I will share the contact details of Dr. Deepali ma'am in our group. Definitely you can approach to the madam for such kind of collaboration and the joint research ventures. With this, I once again extend my sincere thanks for your precious time and thought-provoking session here, ma'am. And whatever may be the research in this domain of the environmental as well as the sustainability you have demonstrated here, we are really thankful to you, because now the world has become a global village. And in this global village, the sustainability, this term has very much importance. So we are really thankful to you for once again. And I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to our course coordinator, Professor Kolape Madam, and all the participants. And with the kind consent of Deepali ma'am, I would like to declare that this particular session will be over here. Participants are requested to stay back here for 5 minutes. There are some instructions. And session is now over. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deepali ma'am. Thank you so much. See
Thank
you.
you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so participant, hope you have enjoyed today's
Thank you,
4
ma'am.
different sessions. I think all the participants are there. So
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yes.
yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes,
So
sir.
on upcoming 11 days, there are different sessions. Now I think you have understand the methodology, what kind of sessions and what kind of timings will be there. So I would like to appreciate all the participants because still they are joining with the very enthusiastic perspective to learn something new. Participant, why? What kind of instructions are there? So from tomorrow onwards, there will be a certain responsibility on the participants. For each session, one participant can introduce our expert and one participant can propose the vote of thanks for that particular session. Okay. I will put the name of that participant every day. So for the 4 different sessions, there will be a 4 different 8 participants. For one is for introduction, one is for vote of thanks. So what we will do, we will assign the responsibilities to 8 different participants. I will put the name of that participant, particularly in our WhatsApp group, along with the CVs of that expert, those who have come in one day before or in the early morning. In our WhatsApp group, and the participant have take the responsibilities to introduce and propose vote of thanks, but for that particular session only. Okay. Then the instructions that I think we have already shared in our WhatsApp group. If you have not got it, I will share it once again. One more thing is that I will share the list of participants along with the serial numbers and entire details. So whatever maybe, if there are any kind of corrections in your name or detail, you can please communicate in our WhatsApp group. And friends, the group is open. If you have any queries or the questions, you can directly put on that WhatsApp group. Definitely, we will try to resolve that particular queries. So is there any questions or the queries right now, or we can stop? I think there are no queries specific or the questions. So I think we should stop here and meet tomorrow. I have shared the schedule for the tomorrow's in our WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Bye
Thank you
bye.
so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you so much, everyone. We will meet tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.